a legend. It's quite cool. Cruise Control Show. Cruise Control Show. Cruise Control Show. Cruise Control Show.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Kruse Control. It is Monday, July 1st, 2024. Welcome to Kruse Control, the home of entertainment news. I'm your host, always Brian Kruse. Happy July, everybody, and happy Monday. Right on time, the Thirsty Daddy says. Thanks, JR. Yes, we are here. Hope you had a great weekend. You got some stuff done. You accomplished all your goals, your dreams. You lived your best life. And now you're back here on a Monday. We're going to kick some ass on Kruse Control with us. And thank you for joining us and enjoying your Monday with us. It's going to be a fun time. It's Monday. What's up, Angel? Good to see you again, man. Happy Monday. And joining me back on Kruse Control as my Queen of Monday, my co-host, as always, both the most, Miss Rachel. How you doing, Rachel? Good to see you. Happy Monday.
I'm doing great. I had a great weekend. Looked at some old cars. Looking forward to maybe blowing some stuff up later this week. You know, it's the American way.
Blowing stuff up. Rachel. Thanks, what do you mean blowing stuff up? What's up, Queen?
Well, it's good for us for blowing stuff up.
You just want to buy an old car and just like totally just destroy it, like light it on fire and like
no.
kick it off a cliff
We like
and
the
then
old
have
cars.
Okay. I thought maybe you're just like some destructive side to you, Rachel.
We like looking at the old cars. We respect our history around here, but we also respect that some stuff's going down, and maybe some blowing stuff up would feel good right now.
Sometimes you gotta blow shit up. It's good. Well, don't blow that car up though. Find something else. Maybe an old moped or something. I don't know. If you were in Michigan, you'd probably burn a couch. That happens back there. Wait, it's a whole different story. Also joining us back
like a Michigan thing to
do. Us Michiganders. Joining us back on Kruse Control too. Gotta love her too, everybody. Becoming a big fixture here on Mondays. Actor, creator, writer, director, and artist, Miss Lexi Koval. Lexi, how you doing? Happy Monday.
Mwah. I'm here. Hello, everyone. Yes, my sounds. How's everyone today? I'm good. I'm here. Here to give you all of my attention like you want.
How was your weekend?
I also saw the old cars. I made her go look at the old cars. They were 90s cars specifically. So it was a 90s car show. I was very pleased. We also went to Casa Bonita, which she didn't tell you. Like, that's the best.
We did.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. That seems like an experience, like quite the experience.
Oh yeah, Lexi's here.
Yeah, it's crazy. We were on a waiting list for like a year, I think, to go to it. So, and it was renovated by the guys from South Park. So, I mean, like,
what's up, Logan 5?
We saw a puppet show done by the guys from South Park about their food. It was interesting.
Well, it was a pre-recorded voice. They weren't there.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't there, but it was still interesting.
But it felt like they were there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Felt like they were there. Well, it sounds like a blast.
In the middle of it. Yeah.
I can't do a Carmen.
If you're familiar with the episode, season 7, episode 11, Casa Bonita. That's the show. It's a real place. So yeah, that was cool.
Everybody check it out. I think that's something the experience. And then you've had to wait for a while to get in there too, like over a year.
Oh, you gotta wait. Yeah, we were, like I said, a year on the waiting list to get in. So it's not easy to get into it, but it's worth it. I think
it's worth the special trip. It's worth going out of your way for.
It's like a kind of like almost like a condensed Disney type experience. Even like it's really cool. It's like 3 floors of like really cool, interesting shit, all done by the South Park guys. Like redone by the South Park guys, because it is an original piece, but like they went back over it and put their little touches on it. So.
Cool. That's so cool. It's funny that they're doing that stuff too. Like you said, like save the place and brought it back to life because it was just gonna be gone, right? It was just like everything else falling apart.
They regretted buying it, I think, initially too. I think they dumped like over $10 million plus of their own money into it. So they thought they were just buying something and just like fixing it back up, and then they like ended up having to put like a lot into it to renovate it. So huge investment.
Everybody check. It's cool. It's really cool. Must have been fun. Thank you for being here, Lexi. I appreciate you as always. We're having a fun Monday. But we also have someone else back. It's been a long time, but I'm happy to see you back too. Again, awesome actor. I worked on a play with him like years ago. He's been here multiple times. He's done his own stuff on YouTube. He's just conquering the film industry all the time, everybody. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Paul Allen Dixon. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you, man. It's been too long.
Hey, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been a while. Love the goatee, love the intro, and happy to be here with everyone.
Yeah, I know. It's evil, Brian.
Paul.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Peppy's happy to see you, man. What have you been up to? What's been going on?
You know, I just got signed with a new agency, and I'm just hoping now that the IATSE strike has been avoided, things will start getting back to normal. I'm also going to be doing the Beyond the Barracks live show at the Geffen for veterans. I think it's August 5th. And that's going to be very cool to perform at. And just otherwise living my best life. I just got back from London. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, sick. Must have been a fun trip.
Oh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I went to the Tower of London. I went all around as many places as I could for 3 days, because we actually went to the Harry Potter interactive world. I don't know what it's called, but the Harry Potter
like
world that they have out there. Yeah, it's not the Wizarding World. It's like they have behind the scenes stuff from the movies and props and things like that. Real actual miniatures and things like that.
WB has a whole thing out there with the filming locations and whatnot.
Yeah. And we went another day to Scotland for just Edinburgh. So that was really amazing. Really cool.
That's awesome.
Did you see Taylor Swift while you were out there?
No, that would be all I'd be talking about if that was the case. Like London,
Right.
who cares?
But we got Tay-Tay. We got Tay-Tay up in here. Come on. She's conquering the waves out there. Everybody's talking about Taylor Swift, of course. Got a little bit of something about her tonight, of course, always, because come on, she's a billionaire and she deserves it. She's everywhere. So, but thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. It's gonna be a fun night. It's a Monday.
No one deserves it more than billionaires, Brian. I can't think of anyone in the world who deserves it more.
Billionaire for a reason, maybe? I don't know. I mean, yeah. Not just deserve your praise. I don't know what to say. She deserves the whatever. Anyways, doesn't matter what day. It's Monday. It's Monday. But it could be Tuesday, it could be a Thursday, it could be a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday, 8-day league. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. There is still a lot of breaking news. Come on. All right, the very first thing I'll talk about is Chris Pratt. Because Chris Pratt, there's been this little thing going on for a while. He showed up in the Superman set. People are like, is he going to be in Superman? Now, guys, he just showed up. He was at Video Village, probably having some crafty, cup of coffee, hanging out with James Gunn, having a great time. And everyone's like, oh, you're going to be at DC. Now what are you going to do? And he said, hey, guys, okay. No, there's always a chance. He said recently in an interview, he was talking to TMZ. Interview's been caught, I guess. They probably stopped him on the sidewalk, like, hey, Superman. And he said, there's always a chance. I'd love to do it. But he was playing kind of coy, they were saying on top. Like you said, I just have to leave it to the fans. I'm going to do it. And if people want it, James decides to do it, then I'm all about it, he says. But I'm not exactly sure if it's going to happen. I'm not sure. But they said, well, if you had a chance to do it, he goes, yeah, of course I'd do it. I'd do it. If I get into my schedule and make this work, I would do it 100% because I love it. He goes, but I'm playing Star-Lord, and hopefully there's a chance to come back doing that. He just feels so grateful to be doing that already. But, he'd love to hang out with his best friend, James Gunn, too. And he said he had a great time just watch what they were doing on set. So, of course, if there's an opportunity, he's going to pop in. I 100% believe that. Why would Chris Pratt want to join a sinking ship? Queen says, well, it's not sinking yet. We're going to find out very soon. So hopefully it all works out where this new Superman's good. But we have our little reluctancies on this. I know we've been talking this a little bit. But, there might be some chaos at DC. But there's also some chaos with Jeff Goldblum because Jeff Goldblum's new show is moving forward. And dropped a little release about the whole thing. There's been a little teaser about it. And he's playing Zeus. So this is actually kind of a cool premise. It's like a modern day gods type show where Zeus is coming there. He's getting a little old. and he's like worried about like what's happening to his career, where he's going. He's still the king of gods. He's still trying to reign over, but he woke up one morning and discovers there's a wrinkle on his forehead, and people aren't believing in him as much anymore. And so his destruction starts settling in. And there's coming out this, he got paranoid apparently, but Jeff Goldblum was awesome. Put him in as Zeus. Why not? This is coming out very soon. It's scheduled for August 29th. And for me, it's like a different play on mythology, the Greek mythology. And I love Jeff. I think Jeff Goldblum does. I'm about it. So bring it on. I remember I worked with him on Independence Day Resurgence, and he was just like, this is going to be the best movie ever. And I'm like, dude, I'm happy you're so positive. And that movie was not the best movie ever, unfortunately. But Zeus is like the king of gods, and maybe he's the person behind the Big Door Prize, because the Big Door Prize over there on Apple TV Plus went on for 2 seasons. They get these little things saying their life potential. And I actually like this show a lot. I briefly said some about this on Friday, but the show is canceled after 2 seasons. And I actually enjoy the show a lot. It's fun. It's like people like not sure they're doing in life. They get a little thing. I know. They get a little ticket that says, hey, your life potential is superstar or queen or royalty. And then they change their whole life on it. And it was actually a lot of fun. But unfortunately, 2 seasons let it go. I really hope that a different network does pick this up and continues it going forward. You never know if that's going to happen, but I do hope so, because I want to see more. And people want to see more Dune. And there's this little thing going around because now with Denis' new schedule coming forward with the worm. The worm, let's see. But they have scheduled his next directing movie, his event film, they're calling it, for December 18th, 2026. Now, he came forward in an interview not too long ago being like, I need a break from Dune. I'm going to do something else. I have other movies. Got a nuclear war movie that he set by legendary.
Break from it.
That's what he said. It's a lot of time.
God.
It's a lot of time. And so, but here's the thing, though.
Glad you stopped in the middle of it.
Well, there's a rumor going around that he's
Get
ready
Peter
to actually
Jackson on this. He'll film all 5 of them at once.
Oh,
Right. Jesus Christ.
He's still gonna do it. He's still gonna do it. That's the thing. Like he said, Messiah has a little bit like he's got to figure out the script overall. But he said that recently in interviews, people are saying that maybe he's changing his mind, that he's going to do Dune next. So everyone on the internet right now is saying, oh, it's got to be Dune. He's saying, in an event film, it's got to be Dune. But he didn't say that. No one's saying he's got 3 other scripts on top of that, too, that he wants to do. So just don't hold your breath on it being Dune next, everybody. If you hear this in the news, don't hold your breath. It might be
whatever
Dune,
it is, it'll
arm.
have a wonderful use of color.
It would be great. I like Denny. I think he does a great job.
His cinematography is gorgeous. It's the one good thing he has going for him.
And it'll probably be under budget because that's what happens with most of his movies too. So good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah, people love him. People aren't too sure about Will Smith, but he's trying to make a comeback, everybody. And he was at the BET Awards with his new song, "You Can Make It." You can make it.
No, he can't.
And I mean, we all never forget the slappening. We know the slappening happened around the world.
Yeah.
And for me, I listened to the song, and it sounds like he's ripping off Eminem. I mean,
the slappening.
Will Smith. The slappening, Peppy. I know. But it sounds like it's an Eminem song. I couldn't figure it out. I was trying to figure it out all day, and I couldn't figure it out. So if you listen to that song and you have an idea what it is, please let me know, because I feel like it's an Eminem song. Then again, he samples everything, so he could be sampling, who knows, anything. But, good for him. A lot of it's preaching about how he's trying to come back, I think, and we'll see how it happens. And he'll be back. He'll be bigger than ever again. I know it's going to happen. Bad Boys and do another one after this one. We got so many more movies out of Will Smith coming. It does suck what he did to Chris Rock, though, so I feel bad for him. He's got a better chance, though, for his career bouncing back to 100% than Ye does, because Ye's on the news again, being sued one more time. Yeah, of course he's being sued one more time. This guy, he's all over the place. But Ye came forward about this. Round of applause for the lawsuit. But his former employees came forward, and they're accusing him of pretty much just, they're saying fostering a racist environment and forcing their employees to work insanely long hours. Now, he hired a group of people to develop an app. And right now, their app was called YZYVSN. I don't know what the hell that even supposed to mean. YZVSN. But it's a streaming service that he wanted where he could promote his 2 albums coming out, which was Vultures and Vultures 2. And he reportedly was going to pay these people $120,000, these developers, to make this. He actually hired people that were underage for this, too, on top of that. And they didn't pay anybody. Didn't pay them. So they're working around the clock, like long hours, trying to figure out, get this app together for him, and then he just pulled out and didn't pay him. So now they're suing him. And the kids were actually under what he's calling volunteer agreements. I mean, it just sucks if you work a job and you don't get paid for it. And again, Ye has had a lot of bad press these days, and he openly mocked them too. Apparently, that's what they're saying, calling this lawsuit, allegedly saying that he called them slaves and new slaves during their interactions as well when they were creating this program for him. So doesn't look good look. Not a good look for Ye, but I don't think anything's a good look for Ye these days. So yay, nay. Hello, Tay, because Taylor Swift was out there again performing, and in Dublin she performed a song for the first time live, The Albatross. Now I don't know the song at all. I know it came off her second 2 a.m. release. Rachel, is this a good thing for fans to hear live? You think that the audience went crazy when they heard The Albatross live for the first time?
I'm an albatross.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's part of her concerts in general. She has a 2-song acoustic set, and usually with that she'll play a song that she either hasn't played in a long time or a new mashup, or The Albatross is off her new Tortured Poets Department album. So she's out there promoting her stuff, doing new stuff. I watched the live streams, so
They're pretty good.
I liked hearing it. I think the audience seemed pretty into it. And then on Sunday, she played Clairbeau, which is another one of her new songs, which mentions Stevie Nicks, and Stevie Nicks was in the audience. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's awesome. See,
Yeah.
she's a big figure. She's bringing people together.
Yeah.
She really is. And people give her
Rachel
love for
watches
that.
these live streams every day, like dedicated.
During the weekends when it's on.
Oh yes, every day.
Well, see,
Don't lie to the audience.
but it's great what she did. Look at what
she does
Coldplay did too, Rachel.
every day.
I know you guys hate Coldplay. And everybody hates Coldplay here, but look what Coldplay did too. They brought Michael J. Fox to their stage. Come on. Give Coldplay some love, Lexi. Give him some love.
They needed him for the maracas, right?
Oh boy, he's playing guitar. That's me. He's playing guitar. Womp womp. He was playing guitar, but he was up there at the music festival this past weekend, and they actually said that he was motivation for the whole band forming. And he got on stage, he performed. He was in a wheelchair, unfortunately. And again, he's been dealing with Parkinson's for so long, and he's still out there. He's rock rolling. There's a video out there. He was having a great time during Fix You. He was playing guitar. And they actually say, "Go, Johnny, go." Some Back to the Future good stuff. And when J. Fox came forward and said, "Oh, yeah, in case you're wondering, it was a fucking mind-blowing experience." There was a time, so he was just really happy. There was a time for him that he just had a blast. And, Michael J. Fox needs that. And I'm happy for him anytime to get out there and entertain people, because I know we don't have as much Michael J. Fox as we should have these days. And I feel bad that he hasn't been able to be out there acting and performing as he's meant to do. And hopefully, hopefully there's a cure for Parkinson's someday. I just hope it's not too late for him. I'm so excited for him. Fuck yeah, Michael J. Fox. Go and Fox and get some match. I know him. He'll always be Marty McFly. He will. Marty McFly. He will be. He'll always be kicking Biff's ass somewhere in someone's dreams. But also, we got a new thing coming forward with Sherlock Holmes. The young Sherlock is moving forward. And we've been talking about this before. Now we got some more casting coming forward for young Sherlock, which this is actually pretty cool if you ask me. We got Sherlock's dad and his mother just recently cast. And of course, Guy Ritchie's doing this. He's not doing the movies with Robert Downey Jr. He's doing a prequel series for Amazon called Young Sherlock. And now Sherlock's dad has been cast by Joseph Fiennes, which I love Joseph Fiennes. He's fucking awesome. He's an awesome actor. And I think he's a great choice.
He was great in Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah. I still haven't seen Handmaid's Tale. And that's a womp womp for me.
Absolute piece of shit in Handmaid's Tale, but he does a good job of playing it.
Oh, he's such a great actor. I always see him and I'm like, why are you not doing he does big stuff, but even bigger, box office movies, but he's still doing a great job. And this will be fun to see him play Sherlock's dad. On top of that, we got Natasha McElhone coming in too. I still think of her from Californication all the time when I see her. And I'm like, she's burning my mind as Californication, as Hank Moody's wife. But I think there's going to be a great casting coming around. And of course, it's taking place when he's in college, Sherlock Holmes, and he's 19 years old. He's disgraced. He's unfiltered, and he's a uninformed genius that is being caught up in a murder mystery at Oxford University. So I hope it's good. I hope it was really good. I also hope that the Bureau is good too, which now is called the Bureau anymore, but I keep changing the name for this project. But George Clooney's producing this French political drama series called The Bureau. Well, it's called something else now. It's like The Agency. It's called The Agency now. Yeah. Well, Michael Fassbender's been cast as the lead. And I love it. And Jeffrey Wright's been cast in this too, which is awesome. It's great casting coming around for an Amazon series. But overall, if you're wondering what this is all about, well, Fassbender will be in this as first of all, it's coming to Showtime in 2023 and on Paramount Plus as well. But the series follows Fassbender as a covert CIA agent who has to abandon his undercover life and return to his London station when the love of his life is left from his past reappears and romance reignites. They find each other again, and his career and his real identity and his mission are pitted against his heart, hurling them both into a deadly game of international intrigue and espionage. And Jeffrey Wright plays his boss in this too. So it sounds interesting. And George Clooney producing it, and Fassbender's producing it too, coming on. That happens a lot. Produce it, direct in it, get the whole works with those back end points. So good for him moving forward. I hope it's a good project. Also, Murder 101 is another good project. All these new projects coming forward, not just like old eye penis being fucking, shined up and put in your face. We also have this Amazon Studios, MGM Studios production coming forward called Murder 101. John Watts is directing this. And this sounds interesting to me too, because it's about like a teacher and his kids, or his classmates, I should say. They try to profile a serial killer, and at the same time, they end up capturing this killer too. So it's a 10-episode process. I'm actually getting to that. So hell yeah, capture it, make that happen. I love anything that kind of touches on real life. And, probably it's going to be an awesome experience. And John Watts did the Spider-Man movies. I love what he did with those. I bet this will be awesome. I hope, fingers crossed. I like new content. I'm also excited about here, everybody. One more thing. If you haven't seen the trailer for here, this just looks epic. Robert Zemeckis is finally coming back with, again, his Forrest Gump team, Tom Hanks and Robin Wright coming back, Jenny and Forrest together one more time. And this is an Eric Roth, too, writing the whole thing. He was an awesome, epic writer. Coming out November 15th. But it follows throughout decades their story of love. They moved to a house and they grew up in their 80s together. It's like their whole life here in this house. And it showcases during different decades. So it looks exciting.
Forrest Gump? Like it's actually Forrest Gump?
Well, no, it's kind of,
No.
it's time. It's the Forrest Gump team, if you will.
It's not in the same universe.
Yeah,
you had me fooled.
Not in the same universe, but it's that it's that world. It's that world. So, well, breaking news.
Jenny, this is our house. We grew up here now.
I don't think Jenny makes it to
Jenny.
her 80s. Isn't she sick at the end of the movie?
Yeah, she dies.
Yeah.
Sick of his shit. No,
I
she dies.
would be too.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Go the fuck away.
You want some chocolate?
But a lot of breaking news, everybody. A lot of breaking news. And I'm excited because now it's that time for me. That 1 minute on the clock. Round my guests have what to say. Is there? They're hot takes. Come on. Working.
Hot.
It's too hot. I think it's too hot in this room. I think my stuff is kind of going a little crazy. But yeah, hot takes, everybody. Hot takes.
Oh no, breaking news.
Something's happened with this program tonight. Look, am I all glitchy? I feel like I'm very glitchy tonight.
You are, and your audio is real crackly too.
Yeah,
I don't like
tell
it.
you later. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta tell me now. You gotta tell me now. Okay. Before we go into hot takes, because I just need to do a refresh. This is gonna fuck the whole program. I wish I have known earlier. I'm looking at it. It's weird. Let's see. Tell us about your art a little bit for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, you want to hear about my art, huh? I don't know how to describe my art.
Do you have a few pieces you could show us?
I don't have anything here in front of me. No. I have my penis on the wall right here. But
I'm sorry. What?
Hold on. Well, I don't know if I can angle it, but yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's a Dapper Dick. He's very rich, obviously.
Oh, he's very dapper.
Yeah. I take canvases and then I make like a canvas, and then I take doodles from my past. So I used to doodle on my artwork in my book. When you're growing up and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I take the concept of that and I apply it to what if your doodles are art. And so I take the canvases and I take the doodles from my past and then I make them into art, essentially.
That's sick.
And so that's my concept. So
that's really cool.
Nice.
I try to do it in a low.
Real trashy and obscene. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I have a lot of very obscene art in a lot of ways. But also it's because it comes from, doodles and stuff like that. But I tend to also find, like, as I'm drawing, sometimes a lot of, like, pieces of my trauma will come out in my art and little things like that. So there's little, like, messages all through my art, like, that are there. It's kind of interesting. It's cathartic. I don't sell it or anything, but I think I'm up to about 8 pieces now, currently. So I've been working on them slowly. I usually take about 4 hours to draw them out, 4 to 6 hours, give or take.
One Piece now that you've put, probably a full 24 into.
Yeah, it's been taking me a long time. That one, I don't know when I'll get finished on that one. I just made 5 new canvases, so I have 5 new pieces I'm working on currently that I'll start. I have an Instagram, like my it's in the credits, my Iconoclast Instagram. That's also where I put my photography.
I've been trying to spin these things. I don't know why they're not spinning, but there you go. There's one. I was just trying to spin them, but I don't know what's happened to my program here.
But that was my Mickey Mouse.
Your sound is much better, Brian.
Is it better?
Yeah, it is better.
Yeah.
That was my corporate Mickey Mouse one. That one's funny.
Camera seems better.
Great.
Yeah.
Everything seems better now, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's sideways, but yeah.
Some fireworks. Thank you, Lexi. Check out Lexi's Instagram too, and I appreciate everybody just taking the reins. That's just, I don't know what the hell was happening right there. It was something very odd. I could see. I'm like, is it fidgety or is it just me? So, well. Anyways, everybody, it's time for those hot takes. Woo! Rachel, who do you think's gonna go first here for the hot takes?
I think I'll lead by example and go ahead and go first.
You go first. Okay, sweet.
Yep.
All right. How you feeling about that, though? You feeling good? You feeling like you got this? You don't usually go first. I feel like you're gonna set. Oh! I'm sorry. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Everything slowed down. Am I on the clock? There we go. Chris Pratt. We don't need him in more stuff. We just don't. Goldblum. He can always play a god. Isn't he already a god? Big Door Prize. Haven't seen it. Don't really care that it was canceled. Sounds like an interesting concept, though. Dune 3 being delayed. I don't care. I figure just get it over with, though. The Yee suit. I hope he loses and has to pay a lot of money. Will Smith. He can be on BET, but he can't go to the Oscars. We already talked about Taylor Swift, Coldplay, Michael J. Fox. It's good that they let him do a thing. He is honestly more famous than they are, so honestly, he was doing them a favor. Young Sherlock. We need all these young things. Young Sheldon, young Sherlock, young whatever. Just go fuck yourself. Give me retirement age of these people. I can't read what I wrote. John Watts, Murder 101, who cares? Here, I think is interesting as a concept, but I don't like the way that they're doing things technology-wise.
You
I'm
failed.
gonna finish my thought. I think that they should just cast younger actors. I don't like the whole concept of them de-aging the same actors.
Yeah.
I mean,
the de-aging thing is interesting too. It's like you see Tom Hanks in the trailer, like is that Tom Hanks from like Big? Like, but it actually looks better than it has in a long time. But still, you're right. I've had multiple people like, why they cast Colin Hanks?
Getting there, but I don't like it. I don't like that it's there.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
well, moron. Good for Happy Gilmore. Oh my God.
I feel like it's going to cut
Rachel?
actors' work.
Rachel,
like
I'm still saying good hot takes. Good hot takes. Didn't make the clock, but still great hot takes.
Didn't make the clock. I still can't read what my handwriting was on one of those, but whatever. I missed one.
Who should go next? That's the question. What do you think, Rachel?
Let's let Lexi go next. Let's just give Paul another minute to kind of get the formatting, and then get.
Whoa! Oh shit!
The wolves.
Pebby, man. It's good.
It's good. Let's let him see a successful one. Lexi will pull it off.
All right, Lexi.
We'll see, right?
You got this. You feel great. You feel ready for these hot takes?
I'm ready. I'm here.
All right. I believe in you. I know you got this. Okay. Take a breath. Breathe in and out. Here we go. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
Chris Pratt wants to try and DC. Why? Because he just needs to stick himself in more fucking stuff. Go away. Chaos. I don't know. I'd watch that. I like, Goldblum. Big Door Prize. Don't know anything about it. Don't care that it was canceled. No Dune 3. Go fuck yourself. Come on. Don't leave us in the middle like that. I hate when they make us wait forever for the end of things. Will Smith performs at the BET Awards. Big Willie Styles. Ye's toot again. What a surprise. He's gonna keep getting these. Taylor debuts a new song. Good for her. Michael J. Fox plays the Coldplay as Rachel said, somebody's got to pump their career up because they've been nothing for a while. Young Sherlock, I don't care about that. Michael Fassbender remaking I don't know what the Bureau was, so I don't care about that either. John Watts Development Murder 101, I don't know what that is, don't care. Here, don't care about that either. Yay!
Well, you got it!
I got them, but I don't care. It is what it is. A lot of stuff coming out that I'm just genuinely not interested in.
A lot of new
Stuff I'm
content.
not familiar with.
A lot of new content.
I guess new is new. I guess I should say I should be excited about new content, but I'm really not familiar with a lot of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
We need GR in here. There's a lot of Dillagaps going around tonight.
He'd be saying it all the time. Three hot takes. He'd be like, Dillagap. He'd be like, Dillagap all day. Hey, Chinchilla, welcome back to Kruse Control. I want to know who you are, hey, Chinchilla. I want to know who you are. You exist somewhere in the ethoverse.
Mystery.
All right, Paul. How you feeling? You ready for the hot takes?
Yeah, no pressure, no pressure.
No pressure, Paul. You got this, man. You got this. Whew, take a breath. Breathe in and out. It's going to be great. Oh, yeah. I know you got this. Okay, here we go.
All right.
All right. Hot takes in 3, 2, 1. Hot takes.
All right, Chris Pratt wants to join DCU. I mean, it makes total sense. James Gunn and him work together, Guardians of the Galaxy. Put him in as Booster Gold, sure. Chaos looks great. Jeff Goldblum is amazing. He's the best. Big Door Prize canceled. I never watched the show, but it sounds like it was not good enough. No Dune 3 for a while. I'm very sad. I'm reading the book right now. I hope they can adapt it, but it looks different than the other two. Will Smith performs at BET Awards. Didn't see it. Don't care. Yay, sued again. Wow, there's a shocker. Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift debuts a new song. Haven't heard it, but good for Tay-Tay. Michael J. Fox. Play. Hell yeah, I'm going to watch that. Young Sherlock casting. Great. Fighting Fassbender. Sure, why not? John Watts developing Murder 101. Don't know anything about it. And the Here trailer looks really out there and fun, but off. And that's okay.
That's good. And he's got 11 seconds, but everybody, Paul got it.
I'll kill that.
Woo!
Yeah, blue pass, no pass.
Give him the flex. How's it feel?
Feels like I won $1 million. I'm going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this.
Woo! All right, I'm starting the poll right out there. You tell us who you think won hot takes. Start right now. And then we'll talk for a little bit while you tell us. That'd be good. So, a little Dune thing back and forth. Rachel, do you think that Taylor Swift's going to have like some surprise songs that are just like not even ever released ever in a live show at some point?
The other week she did a version of, she wrote a song for Calvin Harris and Rihanna, and she actually performed that, which was really interesting because that's not really her song, but she did write it, so she's like, "Fuck it, I'm playing it." So that was cool. She's done a couple of like her soundtrack songs, so she's done lesser known songs. I don't think she's gonna do anything that's been completely unreleased, just because that's not really like her style.
That's not her.
She's big enough to this point. She doesn't need to put out lead singles. She just drops the album. So, and she just put out an album a few months ago. So I don't think we're going to get anything new from her until we get another Taylor's version, which rumor is that we'll get the last 2 albums by the end of the year. So who knows?
Is that, are you kidding me? The end of the 2 more albums?
Well, they're re-records of her albums that were purchased.
That's right, because she lost a lot of them, or she had to re-record them because she lost the rights to some of the ones recorded, right? The originals. It's crazy. That's crazy. You wouldn't think that would ever happen to somebody, but it happens, musicians all the time.
All the time. Michael Jackson bought the Beatles.
And then Paul McCartney is like, "Can I get my music back?" And he's like, "No."
Yeah. and
what?
Paul McCartney gave him the advice to own music, so he took it.
It's wild. It's freaking wild. Paul, what do you think? Think there's a chance that we're going to actually get like that, Denis will change his mind and do Messiah next? So people are speculating online that, maybe they haven't said what this movie is that's coming out in 2026. Maybe that will be Dune. Do you think he'll just, because he kept saying he's burnt out from it, he needs a break. Do you think he'll change his mind?
Well, I always think of Christopher Nolan as far as the way he created films. He would do a Batman film and then he'd switch it up and do something different and then come back to another Batman film. So, for instance, he did Batman Begins, and then he went off and made The Prestige, and then he went off to make The Dark Knight, and then he went off to make, I think it was Inception, and then he did Dark Knight Returns or Rises. Sorry.
Yeah.
And so I could see him doing that. I honestly think it's good for filmmakers to stretch their legs a little and not be so caught up in one place, and because you don't want to get burnt out and never work again. So I hope he makes something that's a little smaller, kind of in between. And what's great about this is kind of there's a big sort of time jump, I believe, from the last book to the second book. So from the first book to the second book. And so if we did wait a little longer, it wouldn't really matter, like as far as ages of actors and things like that. So I'm pretty okay with waiting if we have to. That said, I am so obsessed with Dune, so I really hope we can get the next one as soon as possible. But I'm patient
I
at
think
the
they need
same
to keep
time.
that momentum, because this is
true.
not a series that you want to lose that momentum on.
That's true.
It feels like it. They should have shot the first two back to back.
Not going to care about another.
I do agree. They should have shot the first two back to back, but that was a Warner Brothers call, and they were like, "Well, we want to see how the first one does." And it's like,
well, there's only supposed to be two of them anyway, and then Villeneuve was like, "How about a third one?" And now he's "What? I don't know if I want to do the third one right now." And you're like, "Oh, there's."
Well, I think the first one is the first book, right? It's just the first book split in two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then Messiah's a whole different book.
Yeah, the Messiah's
So
the
much
second
Dune.
book. Yeah.
But I mean, they've never done Messiah before, I don't think, have they? I don't think so. And so maybe he's just like, and he said he's got to work on that script too. He kept saying the script has to be perfect to come back to it as well. So that's why I just kind of feel like it can't be ready yet. You know, that people are speculating, and it's like the release date's the same as like the next Star Wars movie or something too. So people are like, oh, Star Wars versus Dune the same day. And I'm like, but they haven't even said
Star
that it's
Wars.
Dune.
We
Yeah, like
you don't have Star Wars without
Ray.
Dune.
I think it's
He
the Ray
doesn't like
movie.
sand.
Literally,
He doesn't-
Dune comes from Star Wars, or Star Wars comes from Dune. So
It's like the perfect spice weekend. You know, that's all I'm saying. You know, it's
a spicy weekend, all
it's a
right.
spice- get your- you call it Star Dune or Dune Wars. I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? We have to do the Barbenheimer thing. Dune and War. I don't have anything for this. Star and Dune.
Dunenheimer.
Right. I don't know. But yeah,
God, I can't
think-
think of anything I want less than to watch Dune and Oppenheimer back to back.
Oh, I would do that in a heartbeat, but
I would do-
insane.
I would do it too. I actually really like Oppenheimer quite a bit. I was surprised how much I like it.
That's
I
a
love Nolan.
lot of movie to watch two Dune movies and then Oppenheimer. That's your whole day.
I watched Barbie, then Oppenheimer, and that was my day for watching those movies. And a lot of people did it opposite way, so they watched Oppenheimer in the daytime, which doesn't make any sense to me. Barbie's a daytime movie.
Yeah,
Don't know.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see that.
You need the uplift after Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
And-
True.
And Lexi, does Will Smith have a chance to make it back with that song? Is that going to be a big hit? Number one, busting the charts.
Hell no. Will Smith doesn't have a chance coming back at all musically. Like, are you kidding
Come on,
me?
Big Willie.
Okay. I don't even know how he had musical relevance in the 90s when he came back with a lot of that stuff, like getting jiggy with it and all that kind of stuff. Like, he was really appealing to like the 40-year-old housewives in a lot of ways with that stuff. Like, he was not appealing to like the youth demographic. Like, that shit was not like cool. That was corny music. You know, that was corny music in that time. Like, even when it was out, like getting jiggy with it wasn't like cool. It was like, I mean, he was doing Men in Black theme songs and stuff like that. Like, that wasn't Wild Wild West wasn't cool. Like, let's not sit here and pretend like Will Smith's music
Look at
in the
Wild
90s
Wild.
was cool. Like, he was doing soundtrack music for PG-13 rated films that he was
Yeah,
also
man.
starring in. I'm not pretending the music that he was creating for those films wasn't catchy or good. Like, I love Men in Black, like the theme song, like the rap song Men in Black for Men in Black. It works. It works really well for the film. But like, it's not, you know, a quality jam like Summertime or something like that. Which, no, seriously, like when you think of the era that Summertime came out in, and you think of like what it appealed to in that moment, it was much more of a banger in that moment than like a movie song that he made in the 90s. He knew how to create a whole package, you know, when he was doing movies and music in that era, because he already created a PG-13 image with the music that he was creating. He was creating a soft form of music, and then brought that over into his film when he created the movie star, kind of like he was like doing a soft like action star. He wasn't doing a hard action star. He wasn't like, you know, violent. It's like a rock kind of thing, like, you know what I mean?
He's not running the gun and shouting "fuck" or anything like that,
then,
you know.
Right.
But then he also like took acting seriously. So like we've also seen he's a very good dramatic actor, and so I think Will Smith is like, you know, a very strong actor and done a good job with his career and growing. And so he was really good at the starting point of like building the brand and then taking the brand and going, now I'm going to be a serious actor. And I think at this point, he's a serious actor. I mean, we're talking about an Academy Award winning actor, slap or not. Like, we're talking about a guy that like I've seen be in like multiple like
He's
serious,
one of the most diverse actors in
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
of his
I
time.
like his acting a
he could
lot.
do comedy, he could do action, he could do
And
drama, he could be an everyman, he could be a superhero, he could be anything.
I think he really diversified,
Be a legend.
You know, the African American actors too, in that way too, like being an everyman in that way. Like he really was able to do that and like really pull, you know, African American actors out of that spot where he was able to take on a lot of white roles that would have typically been given to white actors. He was able to take those roles. I think that was something that was really special about Will Smith in that way. Like he really bridged a lot of gaps in that way. And I think that's something that should be recognized with him, you know, in those ways. Like you need to realize the importance of Will Smith as an actor and his importance in, you know, cinema in a lot of ways. But like his rap music is not relevant now, and that's not where he is, and that's not what we look at and what we need to be looking at with him now. And we need to regard his importance, but I don't think like
I think it's just his way to
Rap is where
vent.
he started, but like he needs to like move on from that.
Yeah.
Can
It's
he
just his way to
perform?
vent.
Can he make a new song and perform at the BET Awards? It's cute.
He did it. Yeah, he did it.
Move on.
But somebody else did something. Somebody won hot takes right now. I gotta tell you who won. So who do we think won hot takes? That's the question. Oh, a lot of pressure, but
I'm about either Paul or Rachel. But Paul.
Not me.
we do have a winner. And the winner of hot takes today is Paul Allen Dixon. Congratulations,
There you
Paul.
go.
You're the winner of hot takes today.
I'm
All the
definitely getting
fireworks.
busy with it tonight.
Oh,
We're very
Will
proud of
Smith.
you.
Will Smith, good luck with that. And great hot takes, Paul. Great hot takes.
Thank you.
But there were a lot of like new things that we're talking about in the breaking news today. But there is a reboot coming forward. So can we talk about Hellboy? So we got a reboot of Hellboy coming, everybody. And the Crooked Man is out there. The trailer has been released. And I saw the trailer. It's like the third time. We're gonna
Toot
watch this
toot,
thing.
we got a reboot. Here it comes.
We got the reboot to Hellboy, everybody. Can't wait, can't stop this machine. But Ketchup Entertainment is making this. I'm not kidding. Ketchup Entertainment with Jack Kesey coming in to be Hellboy. And the trailer dropped, and I'm gonna let it speak for itself, then we'll talk about it. So here's the trailer for Hellboy, the Crooked Man.
Nope.
Get it.
We just get Brian.
Are you?
Something in these
Are you the Crooked Man? Are you?
don't see it?
That one? No, it's just
There
you.
ain't nothing.
It's
just
playing
your
for
face.
me.
Oh well, you enjoying that?
It's playing on the stream, too.
There we go.
Oh, that was it. It's playing on the stream.
How do you know that?
dark things called dark things.
Like-
I heard tales about him all my life. Most just called him the Crooked
He's
Man.
got scoliosis.
We've got company.
Is it the crooked man that walked a crooked mile?
Yep.
They all gonna die.
Had a crooked smile. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like a movie. It seems like a movie.
It sure is something they filmed.
Yeah, it just seems like what happens with these movies, they just keep, I don't have Lexi here. These movies just keep happening where it's like they are getting worse. I mean, I felt this, I felt like the David Harbour one was okay, but it's just like they just keep getting, I mean, I feel like this is like a fan fiction film at this point. I don't even know.
This looks like it was made by a student.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it.
Right.
Paul, what do you think, man?
Right.
Are you gonna check this out in theaters?
No, like first of all, okay, look, Ron Perlman's movies they're going to be hard to beat. They're amazing. That said, you can make a good Hellboy movie, but this looks janky. Like, and I hate to say that because I never want to talk shit about movies or anything. This is just the trailer. The movie might be great, but from the footage we've seen, it just doesn't do anything for me. I hope I'm wrong. That's all I can say because I'm a big Hellboy fan. I've got the entire collection. Yeah, that's a beautiful image. I think that's from the Ron Perlman one. So I hope I'm wrong. I don't think this really has the proper budget for it, though. It just it looks cheap.
It kind of does. Like, even look at like this picture right here.
Yeah.
Like I don't. It just looks like I don't know. I feel like they just didn't spend enough time on special effects makeup. You know?
It just looks fun.
Lexi's losing it. She's like, okay.
What the fuck is that?
I feel bad. Like I okay, so I got a little story. The actor that's playing Hellboy in this, I actually auditioned for a role he was going for too.
Oh, nice.
And he got the role. It was in the movie The Killer, the one with Michael Fassbender. And so I've been following his career a little bit, and I knew he was going to play Hellboy before he got in the movie. And man, he's a great actor. I've seen him in other things, but this just I don't know. I don't know.
Do you feel like you dodged a bullet?
You got Superman's suit. Now you give me this. Jesus Christ!
Could have been my career.
What are you doing to me?
This could have been you, man. I would have been. I've been right there watching, supporting you, though, man. I would have loved to see you as Hellboy.
You're like, Lexi, I'm going to show you some Superman shit this week, and you're just going to be like, you're going to be so disappointed in Hollywood. Let me tell you, you're going to laugh your ass off every time you come on my show from now on.
So, Lexi, I should send tickets.
Somebody in the comments said these were the first two were Guillermo del Toro films. You need to get a director that's as good as Guillermo del Toro to make these movies. And you don't have to get a copy of them, but somebody that has that vision, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was saying to Brian, I don't like the del Toro films. I don't think they're visually an issue. I don't have that problem, but I'm a fan of Hellboy, the comic. And so I don't think they're good to the comics. I think that they don't follow the comics well, and I don't think that a lot of the films follow the comics well. I actually thought the recent film followed the comic a little bit better, but like I know people were not happy with it. But at the end of the day, I don't think you make Hellboy a live action film. I think you give Mike Mignola, the animation, and you let him make a live action or an animated series. Like that's really what you do with it. I heard one time someone make a comparison that Hellboy is America's Berserk. And I think if you're making that sort of a comparison, then you need to treat Hellboy with very, kid gloves and care, because Berserk is one of the finest pieces of literature ever created, and Hellboy is also, in a lot of ways, one of the finest pieces of literature ever made. So, it's a complex story. It deserves to have its nuances respected and shown, and I think it deserves slow pacing. It deserves someone who's going to show that slow, respectful pacing in it. And I don't think it's an action film. I think you need to realize that Hellboy is not an action film. I know it's got a big red demon guy with a big fist, and I know he's got a big gun. I know that there are those elements there, and I know that Ron Perlman in those films, that people who never read the comics have an attachment to those, and that's fine. That if that's your only experience and that's what you have from it, then you can have that and you can enjoy those. That's fine. But like, if you're going to go back and you're going to do it again, I want you to like do it respectfully. You know what I mean? But like, that's just me, because like I'm tired of people going and like half-assing stuff. And if we're just going to keep like doing
we
this,
went full ass. Yes. All ass.
That's all it is. It's just like, I'm tired of this, like, we're going to do it again. And it's like, oh, it's even worse than last time. I'm like, good job. And it's like, how about next time you just like, completely stick your dick in like,
You know what it reminds me of is the Last Airbender, like when they made the movie, which was awful, and then I thought, okay, maybe Netflix will get it right with the live action series, and no.
And I want to say something with that one. That's an example of, I didn't hate that movie.
Woo!
And I'm going to say I didn't hate that movie because I have absolutely no experience with the original subject matter, right? People like Hellboy, the original films, because they have no experience with the original subject matter. You know what I'm saying there?
Yeah.
Well, I will say though, an example I kind of go off of is like my mother. She never read Hellboy, and she watched the first movie and loved it. And she doesn't usually go for stuff like that. So maybe general audiences liked it more.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have no experience with Avatar, and there was this movie back in the day. It was called, I think, Warriors of Zoo or something like that. It was with these like kangaroos that like this kid falls into a whirlpool, and it's got the, you know what I'm talking about? You look like you know what I'm talking about.
What's it called?
I think it's called Warriors of Zoo or some shit like that.
Never heard of that.
It was an interesting film, yeah. And the the kangaroos all had the powers of elements. And that was like their elemental powers, and it was like it was an interesting film. And so when I watched the Avatar movie, it reminded me of that movie, which my only experience was that movie growing up as a kid. And so I was like, I ran through this movie I watched when I was a kid, and so I was like, I like the movie. You know what I mean? That's my experience. And so it's like Warriors of Virtue. There you go.
But so nobody wants to see another Avatar movie like that.
We need like Queen is like the best expert when it comes to like this stuff. It's like I can like
obscure movies. Like
she really is. She really is.
She's so on it. It's crazy.
Rachel, what about you? If I bought you a ticket, would you go to the theater to see Hellboy the Crooked Man tomorrow? What do you think? Is this something for you at all?
No, I wouldn't if you bought me a ticket.
I will not use that ticket.
I do think there's worth discussion when it comes to, you guys brought up the animated Avatar versus the live action Avatar. Why hasn't there been an attempt at an animated adaptation of Hellboy? I think that would be a really good platform.
I think there has.
Really good.
There was one single attempt at it, and it wasn't very good.
We need like
it didn't go anywhere.
Budget, like put it on HBO.
Yeah,
give
make it
them
a Max
the HBO
original.
money for it. And let them go at it, make it gritty, make it dark. I love adult animation. I think animation is a great platform to tell some of these stories.
Yeah, you look at
are more fantastic.
They tried to do the Goon for sure. I know that they tried to do an animated Goon.
Yeah, I remember that.
Magnolia. That was something they tried.
But here you go, Rachel, one more time.
Is not.
Here he is.
Is not live action.
Yeah.
not with a low budget anyway. You need to get a Guillermo del Toro type motherfucker in there or nothing.
I'm gonna say it kind of looks like he deserves to be in the Poonaverse. That's all I'm saying. Like he should right there in the Poonaverse with Winnie the Pooh,
right in the Poonaverse,
and with Peter Pan, and they're slashing bitches. That's all I'm saying.
The new costume genuinely is embarrassing. Like this is not a good costume. The makeup is very bad. The horn placement is awful. Like. It's terrible. Like this is not good makeup, and it's not just that it's bad makeup. His build isn't there. Like, okay, fine. Even Ron Perlman, who's a fairly large dude, they padded him out. They padded him.
I was about to say this actor is very big, and I've seen him. He works out, so I don't know why he looks so small.
He's tiny.
Shit, he looks tiny as hell. I'm like, what's going on
one
here?
One more time. Okay. One more time for Paul. One more time for Paul. Here we go.
And the coloration of this, I know the film's got probably bad
He looks
saturation on it too.
unsaturated.
Yeah, it's all like
It looks
Angel?
malnourished.
right. He looks
Yeah.
like dark and unsaturated and bland.
Looks like a
those-
YouTube video, like somebody made
Fan
with
fiction.
their friends.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
it looks
bad
like
fan
they made
fiction.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we would do better than this. We would do better than this because we
There's
have
more
better special
color
effects.
going on the screen here than there is in that fucking thing.
Right.
It's
Jesus
true.
Christ.
But I'm gonna say, I think for me, I'm gonna say this is a no for me. I think this is bad. Again, I like the animated thing, so yeah, right? No, I don't think anybody wants to see this shit.
It's a hell no.
It's a hell no. It's a hell no. Yeah, sorry, Hellboy. You got to go back to hell, and maybe one day you'll crawl from the freaking ground and come back up, and someone will love you. But until that day, we're just gonna shit all over this movie, and I hope it's good, but I don't think it's gonna be. R.I.P. to that. What's it? The guy that you were competing with here, Paul. R.I.P. to Jack, because he tried his best probably, but I don't think he's got a chance to make anything happen with this movie. You gotta be very careful. You gotta be very careful. But then
you
again,
know what?
think it's gonna?
If his career tanks, more roles for you.
Oh
Hey,
yeah, yes.
hell
Well, plus
boy,
that-
yeah.
And
I'll
he can
pause
just-
that. I'll pause that. But you know what? What we're doing right now, everyone's doing now. It's the YouTube audience is growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And I love being here talking live to you. But sometimes people go a little bit too far. If you go too far, YouTube will demonetize you. So can we talk about Mr. Disrespect? Doctor.
YouTube medical school to be called
doctor,
Mr.
sorry.
Disrespect.
I'm sorry. I never heard that. Can I just tell you? I'm sorry. Dr. Disrespect. Dr.
Put
Disrespect.
some respect on Doctor Disrespect.
I'm looking at him right now being like,
But don't.
I'll look at
I
you.
can't think of anyone who deserves less respect than Doctor Disrespect.
Me either. But I mean, the big thing came out with this. So on top of Dr. Disrespect, no disrespect to you, Doctor. No disrespect. On top of the, except I do have a little bit of disrespect to you because like that shit that I hear about you is fucked up. And honestly, like he came for he was on Twitch. I'm gonna let Lexi take some of this too, but he was on Twitch and he got canceled and demonetized and taken off Twitch because he had some messages back and forth in a private Twitch forum, which is called weird thing. It's called Twitch sidebar or something.
Twitch Whisper.
It's
Twitch
like
Whisper.
DMs,
What? Twitch
basically.
Whisper? So he's whispering on Twitch to an underage person, sexting with them. They tell them that he's underage. And then he still continues forwarding texting. Now, he came forward and said that he did not send this person any explicit pictures. Rolling Stone came out with this recently saying that was why he was taken off Twitch. He had a lawsuit against Twitch in 2021. They settled in 2022. And at that point, he said we just come to terms to break away. He was done with that. No one even knows what really happened. If there's there's not really a winner here. Twitch was like, get the fuck off our platform. And now YouTube has demonetized him because it's got out more. And on top of it, if this is true, and he admitted that it was true. He admitted it was true. He said he went too far. He said that those messages sometimes lean too much in the direction of being inappropriate. However, I sent no pictures. It was nothing illegal happened, and nothing was shared. No crimes went down, and I actually sued them, and it's all fine. They shouldn't demonetize me. Again, YouTube came forward about this whole thing, and they said, he technically just went across their guidelines and disrespected a lot of people on their board their whole community. They're like, we have to demonetize you, which makes sense. You can't be like trying to molest a kid and then be like, I have 5 million subscribers, I'm fine.
Them? That's great.
You can't. You demonetized him. He's done. He can't. They took away his join button. They will not give him money anymore. And on top of that, too, this is a bigger issue, though, too, because I would say this, because YouTube is changing a lot. And, we're here. We're its platform. We believe in. We've been pushing on here. But Netflix, Hulu, Disney is one that's kind of worried about the streaming world. Disney's actually thinking about getting content creators to come on board at Disney Plus and start doing content creating programs because they see what's happening over here on YouTube, and they see that YouTube's winning the streaming wars a lot of times. Now, of course, they might say, "Oh, guys, it's not that bad because it's a different platform. We're doing real content." Like, this is real content too. This is people are watching. This is what the younger generation's watching, and they should be worried. Netflix is not worried yet. They're still like, "We're the man. We're fucking Netflix. No one's gonna stop us for now." But you hear stuff like this, right? And this stuff happens. Someone has 4 or 5 million subscribers, and then all of a sudden something comes like this. It's got to be, for Disney to do something like this, I can't imagine they'd ever take someone on board because this stuff happens all the time. And I think this guy, he's playing video games and people love it. Great. But if you're really doing what he's doing, like, he's a piece of shit. Like, you don't fucking talk to kids like that. It's just me. Maybe the kid's 17, maybe 16. It doesn't matter. It's underage. Let it be. You got a wife. Keep it in your pants. But overall, Lexi, what do you think? Are you surprised that they demonetized him? And do you think that a company like Netflix maybe would start hiring content creators to make original content for their program? Or are they so deep in their world that they're like, we just keep making our own original content, Netflix, you're greenlit, and not give anybody else a chance. And this is not going to affect us down the line.
Well, Dr. Disrespect was one of the biggest streamers on Twitch at one point in time. He was one of the largest respected streamers on the platform. And he had so if you remember correctly, when Facebook, they were trying to start their own competing service, I think it was, with Twitch, when they were trying to pull Ninja off of Twitch during,
I think it was Google.
Was it Google? Anyway, whatever their streaming service was, they pulled a $1 million plus contract over for getting Ninja on their platform. And so when they did that contract with him, Twitch got a 10 million or more plus deal with Dr. Disrespect for their platform. And
Jeez.
So they had a massive, this was like the Joe Rogan level deal,
Spotify
of Twitch. And Dr. Disrespect was signing his deal with them with that level of deal. This was massive. He was about to become the biggest streamer on the platform. He was about to be hugely endorsed and whatever. He had his massive ad come out, incredibly expensive ad too, and he was using Whisper service, which was not a service that was accessible to anybody except top creators. It was like a top tier creator service, and he was doing this. And then all of a sudden, right after his major announcement with this, it came out that the contract fell through, and all of a sudden people were like, "What happened?" And he was like,
"This is 2020, right?"
Yeah, and he's like, "I can't talk about it." And they're like, "Well, what happened?" And he's like, "I can't talk about it." And they were like, "Why did this deal fall through?" And he's just like, and he made some vague statements or something like that. And everybody was kind of like, "Oh, Twitch must have pulled back, or Twitch must have done this, or there must have been some behind the scenes something or whatever." But no matter what, nobody thought this. This was the last thing anybody thought. And the way that he presented himself, he was like, "Oh, yeah, no, the deal's off, whatever." And he's like, "I'm going to have to get off of this platform and I'm going to have to switch over to YouTube." And then he took his business and everything over, and then he switched over to YouTube. And then all of a sudden the allegations from one of the Twitch, moderators, they were like, "Hey guys, do you want to know why this guy is gone? This is why." And he just leaked it, and he tried to pull back on it, and people were like, "Nah, I don't know about this. This seems kind of weird." And then he tried to pull back on it again, and he's like, "No, this is coming back a bit too much. It's seeming a bit too authentic." And then he finally was like, "Yeah, all right, I did it." He finally admitted, this is why I lost my contract. This is why this is why it all fell through. This is what I was doing. And then it was he tried to use vague language. He had an original voice recording that he put out, and then he had to switch the language in it again. And then he deleted it and brought it back, and people saw the original recording and released that. So then he had to go back and delete the one where he changed the wording and put that one back out. And then his company that he created and founded fired him as the CEO. And we're like, "Yeah, you're out of our company now."
Wow.
And so now he's fired from his own company as his CEO. His wife is divorcing him, obviously. And now you're saying that he's been demonetized from YouTube because he was like, I'm still going to keep it going. I'm still going to keep it going. And of course, there was a strong male fan base that was like, we got your back, bud. We got your back. We got your back.
I mean, people are watching him. They love watching him play games. That's like, I went to his page when I heard about this. And of course, we're always trying to see what content creators are doing. And it's like, he bunch of videos and people love him. They loved him on there. And it's like,
Dr.
there was
Disrespect was one of the most respected Twitch streamers. Like he was one of the best. Like hands down, he was one of the best gamers out there too. So it is considered a loss to the community that this guy is.
He's done. I think he's done.
Oh, done.
I think he's done. I don't think there's a way he's coming back from this.
There's no coming back from this. The lies and the way he handled it and the way that he handled it the first time and the way, it's an embarrassment. He came out and he said all this stuff and then he goes, Twitch stream at whatever at the end of the chat, and then he got on and did an Elden Ring stream.
Your fucking...
Don't forget to follow, subscribe, join my Patreon.
And then he had the most embarrassing Elden Ring stream that anybody's ever seen in their entire life, and it was like him in the middle of the stream just having a breakdown in the fucking stream.
Oh man,
it was nuts. It was the craziest shit. That was so funny.
He messed up and he got caught, it's. That happens to people all the time, and you can go from being a very big celebrity like that, even on a platform like this, to nothing, just like that.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're not afraid to wear them, those Turtle Bay headsets from Dr. Disrespect, I guarantee you getting those things for 70% off right now, 80%.
Probably.
His merch is on clearance.
Oh, those were top tier headsets. Those used to be $150 headsets. I guarantee you're getting those things for peanuts now, man.
Rachel, is there any world where he has a career again? And do you think that this could affect like these streamers, like YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Disney, like trying to be like, oh, maybe we'll take a back burner to this and not actually try to hire some of these content creators?
To address him having a career, I think he's done. This is not unsimilar to a few years ago. Pro Jared was caught sending dick pics to young girls. Jared.
Oh boy!
And that tanked his career. He's done. As it should. As it should. Like, I don't think it should be a debate if this man is going to have a career. You shouldn't. I think what is harmful about these kind of creators in a lot of ways is that a certain demographic looks up to them, and that demographic is young boys mostly. His audience and the audience who watches streaming games is like 90% the like 14 to 22-year-old men, and you don't want these people to be looking up to people who are doing things like this and going, oh well, I'm still going to support him, it's fine. That's going to create a culture in these young men that's not something that we want to perpetuate. I couldn't find anything about the age of the person.
Yeah, me either. I was looking.
Minor.
15.
15?
15? So
yeah.
It's not like it would be much better if they were 17, but if they're like
the age, she told him.
Right.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think it's not a controversial opinion. If you're an adult, you have no business talking to children, period. Unless they are your children or you're related to them somehow. Why are you talking to this child? Don't be creepy. Don't be weird.
Also, like sexually talking to them too.
Right.
It's weird.
Like, first of all, you have no business. And like, it's the same shit Drake tried to pull with Millie Bobby Brown. He was like, well, it wasn't inappropriate, but you didn't have a reason to be talking to her. She's a child. You're an adult.
Yeah.
You're just...
I just think that he's...
Kendrick's got something to say about that.
He buried himself, but the biggest thing too is I keep hearing about Disney's thinking about hiring content creators, and it's like not Netflix but Disney.
That's been going on since the beginning of YouTube, basically. Like Nickelodeon had a Fred show and an Annoying Orange show.
Oh yeah, I worked on that Fred show.
They're constantly trying to bring in YouTubers because they're constantly trying to. Let me talk, Lexi. It's my turn. Okay. So they're constantly trying to bring in YouTubers. I was going to mention Jake Paul, and I think the only one that has actually been successful was for really little kids was Ryan's World with the Ryan Toy Reviews. They've had no success with having YouTubers on mainstream television. Jake Paul fucking failed. He embarrassed the fuck out of Disney when he was on Aardvarks or some shit. I was too old to know what the fuck it was. So he embarrassed the fuck out of them. They're not going to try to touch anything in that realm again. And I think it kind of defeats the purpose of being on an open platform like YouTube, because the whole point is not having those corporate overlords that really tell you what to do and being able to make your own unscripted or scripted content.
Yeah. But they're going to, I mean, the thing is, though, Disney's going to try to find somebody that fits into their algorithm, though, I think, somehow, you know? I think they're going to try to find somebody that's like a Fred. And I worked on that Fred show. It's called Marvin. He got his own show, and it was pretty much like he was an alien that comes down and lives with the family. And it did one season. Didn't even go that well. And they did movies, though, multiple movies. Maybe those try to find more people. And they kept making those Fred movies. I was like, all right. I think John Cena was in one or something, too.
He was.
I was like, yeah,
that
right.
was at the very start of his career.
Yeah, it was very. Or John Cena's like, I'll take anything right now. I just, you know, body slammed the guy yesterday. I'm ready to get into that ring, in that TV world. So I don't know, Paul, you hear about this too. What do you think? Do you think that like Disney's gonna hire more content creators because they're afraid of YouTube, that overcoming them and becoming a bigger than them and take away their streaming wars?
I have no idea. I think it's a smart business move to do that. I mean, logically, it makes sense. That said, there's a lot of streamers that are they're big. It sounds like a lot of them are toxic, and there's not all of them, but there seems to be a pretty good amount of people, especially if you think about video gamers, that are just extremely. When I think of video gamers, I think it's a very male dominant place, and it shouldn't be. There's a lot of female video gamers, and there's a lot of shit talking, and it's a bit toxic. And I don't know if that's going to mesh well with Disney. That's hard to say. I think Dr. Disrespect, I don't know much about him, but he's coming off as a creepo. And if there's a continuation of that, I can see Disney backing off of that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
I love that going to the thank you for watching me on. I like I'm in a TED talk. I'm a video watching myself in a video of a video. Thank you. But yeah, I don't have a leg in this race. I don't. A
dog in this pony. What's that?
Dog in this pony, as they would say. I don't care either way. I just think from a business standpoint, it makes sense to go after people that, you know, make a lot of money. If you want to make a lot of money, you try to emulate what they do, you know?
Yep. And then that way, maybe you can find a way to get yourself to the top of the YouTube algorithm, you know?
Yeah.
The algorithm's fucked anymore.
We love you, YouTube. And you know what? We will never do that shit.
The algorithm.
By the way, we love you, YouTube Daddy.
Please like and subscribe. You know what? This whole thing is it's crazy. It makes sense when they demonetize him, and I think that I think the other streaming services will eventually try to find some ways to capture that gold, that magic that YouTube has. But YouTube, it's its own beast. It's made its own way, and I think that they're just different from Amazon, Hulu, Netflix. It's just its own beast. So like for them to be like, how do we become them? You're not going to become them. YouTube is YouTube for a reason, and it's become what it is, and it's gonna overcome everything.
It's kind of, YouTube might have its days numbered too. I love YouTube, and I love you, YouTube daddies. But TikTok is coming in really fucking strong, and they're allowing for more moderately sized content. So who knows where that's going to end up?
We'll see. But then TikTok's also being attacked too. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
it's
see.
all about advertisers at the end of the day, is what it is. As long as YouTube can pull advertisers, YouTube will exist.
I feel like I made a mistake today. I should have taken Dr. Disrespect to Kruse Court, but instead, I'm taking physical media to Kruse Court. Come on. So, Redbox, everybody. Is Redbox done soon? I mean, the thing is, though, okay, so Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment, who owns Redbox, they spent $375 million to buy Redbox out and take control of it, has filed for bankruptcy. That's right, they have filed for bankruptcy. Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. They're trying to save themselves. They're trying to save themselves, and they think that they'll be bought out, they can pay their employees back and save everything. They also own Crackle. They also own, there's a bunch of different things they own. But you know, it's like they're just trying to save themselves. That popcorn flicks. Yes, the Chicken Soup people. I know, it's blew my fucking mind. Like, how do they own all this stuff? But they're waiting for approval right now.
Bigger problems than Redbox.
You would think so. I'm like, how are the Chicken Soup for the Soul people doing this? But like, they filed for bankruptcy. They're trying to reinstate the medical benefits for everybody working there. They spend so much money. They've been losing money every freaking year. This last time, like last year, they lost 111.2 million, or 2 years ago. No, this year they lost 636 million. Like, how do you keep in business? Is it because you have physical media still? Is that a big thing? Because we know that Redbox is not pulling in the money it used to make. It's just not. So is physical media dead? Do we defend physical media? Should Chicken Soup for the Soul let it die and be done with it? Or does it still have a place in this world? Can it still keep going?
Let Chicken Soup go under. Bye. No one wants your Christian self-help poem books. Who the fuck? I cannot believe
Rachel,
they still exist as a company.
Rachel, I'm going to put you on the stand then. I'm going to put you on the stand right now in Kruse Court.
Going.
I want to know how you feel. Do you defend them at all? Can they exist? Will they continue? Or is physical media and Redbox freaking done and not coming back? I want the truth.
Physical media is for hobbyists at this point. That's all it's for. It's for hobbyists. The general public who just wants to watch a movie, they're renting it on their TV or waiting for it to hit a streaming service. I do think physical media has a place for hobbyists. I mean, just last night I watched a movie on Laserdisc because we're hobbyists. But I don't think anybody else wants to buy Laserdiscs, and that's fine. Like, totally cool. No one's renting movies from I mean, Lexi used to go to the Redbox twice a week, and she hasn't gone to one in 4 years, 5 years at this point.
Wow.
So
yeah, I mean,
we are not even renting movies from Redbox. Who the fuck is doing it?
I don't think anybody's doing it. That's the thing. I don't think anybody's doing it. I think that the Redbox just like, it's going to shit. I feel like nobody's.
I don't think there's any amount of restructuring that can save the fucking Chicken Soup people. They were popular in the 90s. Those damn books were popular in the 90s. No one's buying their Chicken Soup books. No one's renting a Redbox. Crackle? What the fuck is even Crackle?
it's
Crackle is a streaming service. It's a streaming service.
It's a shitty one, apparently.
The hands are working for me right now in this graphic. They're really working for me.
That's great.
Lexi, I see you rebuttaling against her. I'm going to put you on the stand. Is there a chance for this to be saved? Will Redbox continue forward, and will physical media in this form, like Blockbuster, continue forward, or Chicken Soup for the Soul just killed it all? I want the truth, Lexi. I want the truth!
So, I don't know about this company that owns it. I didn't know that it was owned by. I know who Chicken Soup for the Soul is. I actually didn't know.
Of course you do. Your mom would love them.
No, my mom hates that shit. But I didn't know they owned Redbox at all. So here's the thing about Redboxes in particular and physical media. So if you go to a Walmart, right, a Walmart in particular, you'll note that Walmart has an exceptionally large physical media section for sale, like with DVDs. And you'll notice that there's a lot more DVD for sale than Blu-ray in particular. There's a lot of DVDs at Walmart. And if you go to Redbox, you'll find that, especially in low-income areas, there are Redboxes. And you'll find that if you go to incredibly rural areas where they have trouble getting internet, there are, in fact, areas that do struggle still with high-speed internet. I've lived in Nova Scotia. I can tell you that where I used to live, we had no cable. The cable lines still didn't run out there back in 2010. I don't know if they ever ran cable lines out there, but I don't think they ever did. It was rural. There are a lot of rural areas in North America. We have a very large continent that we live in. And those areas still rely on physical media, and on top of that, poorer people also rely on physical media. And as long as there are places that cannot gain access to high-speed infrastructure, as long as places are rural, as long as places do not have Wi-Fi, as long as places do not have that interconnectivity, there is a need for physical media. And if you want to watch new releases, they do make players. Players do exist. That's not true at all. There's plenty of places you can get them. You can get them at Walmart. You can, once again, Walmart has plenty of players. You can buy them at Best Buy. You can buy them in plenty of places. Amazon is another place you can buy them, which I know I'm making the argument of the elimination of the internet. But there are places to get these things. And the thing is that when you go to more rural areas, again, that these players become more readily available because of the fact that they don't have access to these things. You'll find that there is a lot more. And like I said,
Is
not
it
Blu-ray.
financially viable as a company to only cater to rural areas?
Doesn't matter. There's a demand for it. There's a need for it. I'm surprised that there's a discussion about this. What this is going to do is that this is just going to fuck over poor people again.
And
Any chance it survives though? Can it survive?
I think this idea that we have where we are putting our faith in these streaming services, you're putting your faith in something that it's going to give it to you and it's going to have it there. We've already watched these streaming services take things away from us. We've watched these streaming services eliminate media before media even got put out. We have seen so many shows be made and taken out of existence. If physical media of something can be made, then that's your opportunity to hold on to a media that can exist. As somebody who believes in the preservation of things, I believe that there should always be a means of preservation for media and an opportunity for you to own that media. And the fact that we are putting so much reliance in allowing companies to give up, thinking that these companies are just going to take these things away from us at any moment, when they have so much control over it and all this kind of stuff. I think that's really like the question of the physical media argument. Being able to have that copy of that at the end of the day takes that power away from them in some way, because I will still be able to have that and I will still be able to show that somewhere and still be able to use that. Like, it's something. It's something to have that is better than it being taken away completely the way that it can be.
And hobbyists will continue to buy physical media, but Redbox is not going to preserve media.
Then how do people,
Redbox?
Okay, then how do people in those rural areas get access to seeing movies? They just don't. Nobody gets to see that stuff. Like, it's just taken from them.
Free broadband, maybe. I don't know.
The percentage of areas that don't have internet anymore is shrinking every day because of satellite internet options.
Okay, but the costs. It's once again, it goes back to a cost factor. Like, we're talking about poor people again. Like, you're saying that with, like, I'm not saying that you're ignorant in that way, but it goes back to these people can't afford it. You know, like,
I'm just saying that Chicken Soup for the Soul though, Lexi, is like a company
who can't get to the internet aren't going to drive 2 hours into town to rent a movie from Redbox.
But they do.
Yeah. But Chicken Soup for the Soul is losing their ass right now. Will they actually give them enough money? Like, hey, you already have Redbox that's tanking. You have no money. You're losing $636 million a year. Like, I just don't see this being viable. Maybe somebody else will buy it. I just don't think it's going to happen, which it could be unfortunate for a lot of people that still use the Redbox. But I feel like I see them in LA and they're just like, nobody goes there ever. Never go there. I know, Paul, what do you think, man?
Sorry, Paul.
Do you think that Redbox, does Redbox have a chance to survive? Do you think that it's going to happen? Will Chicken Soup for the Soul come back and physical media be saved, at least in a Redbox form, in that, rental form like Blockbuster? Or is this done, dying media, it's never going to come back? I want the truth, Paul. I want the truth here in Kruse Court, man. How do you feel? Do you defend Chicken Soup for the Soul?
I feel like Redbox is going to die, but it's sad because I think physical media is super important. I think it's a problem. There was a recent. I know you probably covered this on Kruse Control, but there was a set of shows that people had downloaded and bought from. I want to say it was Sony, and they deleted those digital versions from people's. I forget what it's called. They basically deleted what they owned.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
They took that away, and if that's kind of where things are going, that's not good. And so if you have physical media, there's nothing these studios can do about that. You were able to watch the movie wherever you want, whenever you want. And it sucks that so many things, it is, you're right, it's a very cost expensive thing, but I think it's important at the same time. So unfortunately, I think Redbox will go the way of the dodo, much like Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, and all those.
Yeah, I just think that's the path that's going, and I hate to say that because I know it was very cost efficient. It was just simple, it was convenient in a lot of ways, a lot more convenient than Blockbuster ever was. Right. And you could go and easily pick up a DVD like that for a decent price.
And don't get me wrong, I loved Blockbuster. I was somebody who had a Blockbuster card. I would stop by every weekend and pick out movies and watch movies, and I enjoyed that experience. But that's just not the world we live in anymore. And Lexi, if you're such a big proponent of Redbox, how come you haven't rented a Redbox movie in 5 years?
Because I stopped watching movies.
You did not. You watched a ton of movies up until the last year or two.
I really don't watch like I used to. Like, that's really what it comes down to.
A lot of people just aren't doing that. Again, the streaming world's different, as we've seen in the chat too. It's different. People aren't going out. Again, this is the writing on the wall. If you ask me, when you see that, when I saw that this was happening.
I also bought a ton of movies recently. Like, I've bought like piles of stuff. I buy movies all the time.
We're not arguing collectors buying movies. I legitimized that in my very first statement. We're talking about Redbox.
Yeah, Redbox. It's done, guys. Everybody, I think.
I don't for it.
I think there's a place for it, but I just don't know. End of the day, I don't know if they can survive this. I feel like that overall, they're probably going to be like, we might bail you out this time, but unless someone else buys it again, I think this might be the end of Redbox.
I'm going to buy it.
Lexi's going to buy it and save Redbox, and that's going to be some breaking news, everybody. But until then, if you love Redbox,
financial decision.
You're paying for it, Rachel. It's all on you. You're gonna pay for it. I lost my. It's on you now. We're buying. That's my new job.
I'm sorry if you love it. I think that's done. I think it's going to be done, but we'll keep you posted. As of right now, they filed bankruptcy, chicken soup for the soul, hoping to save their ass one more time so Redbox can stay and give you those nice cooking books, whatever the fuck they are. They're books to ease your soul and make great food. I don't know what it is anymore. I remember as a kid.
They're like books with like poetry and shit in them.
There we go.
And short stories.
I have chicken soup for the butt. The Beavis and Butthead one.
That's great.
Oh, I was gonna say. Yeah. Anyways, but anyways, we're going way over right now. So we got one more thing very quickly, everybody, and that's I want to talk about the freaking Umbrella Academy because some shit's been going down there, and I think it's a little bit misconstrued. But that leads me to our featured story of the night. This can go a lot of ways. A lot of ways. Umbrella Academy is coming out. The new season, the final season, is dropping, and the showrunner Steve Blackman is being blasted right now. Now, he's done all seasons of the Umbrella Academy, attached for like 6 years, doing all over 4 seasons. And a bunch of writers came forward saying that he's toxic, he's been bullying, manipulating them, and he's been just firing them for no reason. Now, what happened was there was a little bit of like downsizing, I guess, here, which happens in the writers. I'll just say this, well, we'll play devil's advocate. It does happen where some writers, they finished their obligation, they went back, they had to do some more writing, some more like rewrites, redos. It happens all the time, and they didn't hire a group of people back. Now one thing's coming forward is that there were 12 former writers that were mostly women, and they were saying that they were trying to get their point across, but he kind of dominated the room, and if you don't follow him, you don't go along with his ideas, he kind of axes you and throws you aside. Now, They were still involved for the whole process. They weren't fired. It was like they were done at one process. They got rid of a bunch of people. They only brought a certain amount of people back, and they said it was because of budgetary cuts, which does happen a lot of times. We're talking about Netflix here too, everybody. They do cut around corners. So that could be what it is, and it could be a situation where he was like, I like these people better, or whatever. But Rolling Stone came forward to talk about this, and they're going after him now. They're going after him. They're saying that their contract should have been extended as well as the rest of the writing team, but it wasn't. And on top of that, they're saying that, he was going after Elliot Page as well. There was a text message that came forward. They said that he wanted unwavering loyalty. That was the big thing they said. But you know what it is. But they're calling him sexist, homophobic, transphobic on top of that too. But I guess when Elliot decided that his character should change in the new season, he had texted another person. They did not say who this was, but he had texted, Elliot Page wants to come out as trans in the show as Ivan. Oh my fucking God, kill me now. And so it's not a good look, but what he was trying to say, apparently he's fighting it, saying that all the scripts were written, we were done, and we were about to shoot, so it was like a whole rewriting process, and that's why he said that. He loved and supported what Elliot was doing, and on top of that, Elliot Page just came forward and said that it was done very well, and he's very excited about the whole process, and on top of that, said that it was handled very well. This is how it should be handled, and it was really beautiful in the show too. But I love Umbrella Academy, and you hear about this, and it's like, this guy's been running this for again 6 years. Can there have a truth? This new show comes out August 8th, this new season, and I just hope this isn't what it is. But then again, like over 6 seasons, or 4 seasons, you would think that you would know who this person is. And this just came out now at the very end. So it could be a tough writer's room. It could be something like that. Maybe he is. Showrunners sometimes are very hard in your face. They want to make sure it's a lot of pressure. And again, maybe he texted something that you shouldn't have fucking texted. Maybe it's not said right. But it's drama over here at Umbrella Academy. What a Monday, everybody. It blows my mind. Rachel, do you think that this was just maybe a situation where the pressure's on, the 11th hour, they're about to finish the show, and they're hiring people back really quickly, and maybe he should have hired different people back? Or do you think this was just like a call he wasn't even thinking about?
I'd have to see more about the overall demographics of the writing room to really make a decision on that. I could easily see it going either way. I could see it being discriminatory, but I could also see it as writers who were just pissed off they weren't hired back.
And that's a thing happening a lot. I hate to say that.
I would need to really see a lot more information to make a solid judgment on that.
Yeah.
It's possible. Like, I'm not saying that's impossible 100%. Like, absolutely that does happen. And I wouldn't put it past any showrunner to do it. I would just need to have more information to make a good call on that. As for the Elliot Page text, again, I could see it going either way. I could definitely see frustration with having to change an entire season's worth of scripts last minute. I can see that being frustrating. But they did handle it incredibly well in the show. I thought the way they handled it was absolutely perfect and beautiful, and I go on about it all the time when talking about transmedia. So I can definitely see it just being like, oh God, we have to do a thing, instead of oh God, trans person.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know this person. I don't know the situation. If Elliot felt like the situation was handled well, I'm inclined to take his word for it.
Yeah, that's what I think too, and that does happen. It's like it's a lot of rewrites, and even like he was coming forward, Blackman was coming forward, being like, "Oh, it's so much better now we did this too," and they were like really happy with what happened with it, which happens. But then in the 11th hour, you're about to shoot, and you're rewriting. People get like stressed out, and I've seen a lot of times working a lot of shows, and it's like that's a lot to ask to rewrite, but it was handled very well, very tastefully, and I think that the overall project was actually better for it. I think. I mean, it's a great show, and the whole premise of the show is very open about.
No matter what.
It's me too. And it's like there's so much they do with like different diversities and bringing people together. It's the most interesting group of like heroes, but not anti-heroes, I should say, because you know what I mean. I love it. It's so much fun, and I hear about this. I'm like, I feel like it is just pissed off writers. A lot of writers are really upset right now because again, this contract, they have been not bringing people back, hiring less people. That's happening for the actors
and writers have reasons to be pissed off.
Yes,
but you got to direct your anger at the right person.
Yeah,
if you're cut because Netflix is cutting budgets, be mad at Netflix.
And showrunners are pissed all the time too. Showrunners are always pissed too.
Right.
Like they're always like there's so much stress too. So who knows? But then I don't approve of his words. Like you text messages. Sometimes people send shit in rage in a moment. But you never know. You never know. Paul, what do you think about this? You hear about this? Do you think that this is gonna make Umbrella Academy suffer at all? And this guy's been there for 6 years. Could it be just a thing about a showrunner having to figure out something in the 11th hour?
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter at this point to a certain degree. I mean, it does matter for his career going forward. He wants to be able to work with actors and people in general. But as far as the Umbrella Academy, this is the final season. It's in the can. They're not going to be going forward with the show after this. So technically, I mean, is it going to make a difference with the show? No. I mean, people might watch it or may not watch it as much, but I think it's more detrimental to his career, if anything. And I will say, though, I'm on the side with Rachel on this as far as like the fact Elliot came out and said that he thinks the show did it correctly. And I'm going to take the word of the people that work on the show. If they say that they support him and they're not trying to start anything with him. I mean, usually people like Elliot has been very vocal about equality and the way they feel about they're being treated on TV shows and movies. One instance was Brett Ratner, who like outed them on set of X-Men 3: The Last Stand. And they told that story in their book, I believe. And so I don't see this being a problem, but just time will tell.
Yeah, but I agree, and the fact that Elliot came forward and said that too, like it was just well done. Though I feel the same way, but you're right. Time will tell for his career, I think overall, because if there is more happening and more people come forward, it might be his last season doing anything. Blackman's, it might be, but I think that again, there's a lot of facts here that seem that it's not like that. Angry writers do happen, but I mean, we're not in the writers' room either. We're just not. It's just interesting to see like how this kind of has progressed. And again, they did an internal review of the whole production, and they interviewed a bunch of people, went through the cast and the crew, and they said that Blackman did nothing wrong. That's what production came for. The studio came for, said did nothing wrong. So I think this might be just
correctly.
Yeah, it seems like it was. And I just, for me, I'm like, I feel like this just angry people, angry writers, and people, again, it's a big thing we talked about. Less jobs since these contracts came from forward. I mean, more money, less acting jobs, less, these background jobs, they're hiring less people, less writing jobs too, because they're getting paid more. And they have better numbers for writers. They did get a better deal than the actors did, but I think that overall, they're still going to try to cut corners when they can. Amazon they tried to not pay their writers the new contracts when they first happened. They're like, oh, we're not going to do that. And they were like trying to fight that, which I think is bullshit, but it's crazy. Lexi, what do you think when you hear about this? Do you think this is a writer's room thing, or do you believe that maybe this guy might be a piece of shit and will never work for a production again? How do you feel about this?
I don't know. I think you guys pretty well covered everything well. But, we'll see how the trans community reacts to it.
Well, that's the whole thing too, right? How's it going to be? If you think it's going to blow up in his face a little bit?
I mean, Elliot Page said her piece or their piece. So
yeah,
but you know what I mean. It is what it is. Like, if he feels how he feels, what does it matter? Like, I don't understand what we're talking about here. Like, it feels like it's a pretty light story. There's not a whole lot to really go off of other than some allegations and some what have yous, and we need some tighter evidence, things like that.
Yeah, it seems like it's all kind of like cut and dry and tied up as it is, because like Netflix moved on. They said they're okay with it, but these writers are still trying to go after him. So I don't know if things are gonna happen from this. I really don't.
It's a hard economy out there. It's a hard economy. Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to drum up more work.
I will say this though, I'm really excited about Umbrella Academy. That was the main reason why I want to talk about this. And it's
me too. I love that
really
show.
Sad.
I'm thrilled for the last season.
Yeah, that show's great.
It's gonna kick ass.
It's so great. It's actually surpassed the comic book in my eyes. So really excited.
Klaus is still my favorite, and I really can't see what Klaus gets into again. Everybody's so great in this, and it's just a great dynamic overall for a team. And I'm kind of sad it's ending, But I'm happy it's getting an ending because I didn't think it was going to get an ending at
Right.
first. I think they were kind of like back and forth about it.
There's been so many alternative superhero shows that just get shit canned without a proper ending. So it's nice to see that they're
happens.
getting something.
True. That's true.
It happens way too often.
I'm happy that it's ending and not being dragged out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's that
Don't
too.
Don't have me like holding on to the door. Like, keep me going. I want to keep going. Just like let's mutually walk out the door together and end on a good note. And I think they will.
I think Gerard Way has a lot to do with that too. I think he's really involved in the show as well. So
No. I hope
Yeah.
so. Who's okay, before we go, everybody's favorite character. Go. Lexi.
I like the old man that's in the kid's body.
Oh yeah, he's so good.
Yeah.
He plays that part so well. He's like such a sophisticated little man, you know?
He's great. I love him.
Rachel, your favorite?
I love Klaus. I would
Klaus,
die
yeah.
for Klaus.
Klaus. I just want to hang out with Klaus. I don't know why. I'm like, I just want to put him in my pocket and take him home. I think he'd be fun. Just to hang out with. He'd make a party. He'd make the party. Paul, what about you?
Absolutely.
Klaus
Klaus.
is so great. I've been following that actor's career. Robert Sheenan, I believe his name
Yeah.
is.
Robert Sheenan.
Sheenan, yeah. He was in this show called The Misfits on
That show's so good.
that was
I haven't
great.
seen that.
And he was so fun on it. It was about these juvenile delinquents in Britain who get superpowers, and it was a lot of fun. So he
If I had a nickel for every time Robert Sheenan played a character who can come
Yeah.
back from the dead, I'd have
you'd have two nickels. Two whole nickels.
I gotta check this out. It's funny that he's playing another superhero. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's just so talented. I think that whole cast is just like, perfect. I think it's perfect. And I think even the additional like Sparrow Academy and all that stuff, it's just all worked really well. And I hope it ends. So they have no powers now. I don't know. I just hope it's gonna be freaking good. I hope it's gonna be good. Please give us something great Netflix for a finale, please, and drop it all at once. Just give it to us all at once. I know everybody's toying with not doing that.
I
Just give
think
it to us all
we'll
at
get
once.
2 chunks.
I
most
hate
things
that
they've been
shit.
putting out
Look, Cobra
lately. We'll
Kai.
probably get 2 chunks.
Cobra Kai's getting like 3 chunks. I mean, what the hell are you doing with Cobra Kai? Just end the shit. End it. That trailer came out today too.
Well,
And I was
what?
saying, end it. Give it
the
to him.
The Walking Dead put out their final season over the course of 2 years.
No,
in
no,
5 chunks.
5 years.
Ain't no, let's just end it.
If it
Try to
takes
have
that
it.
long, it's separate seasons. It's not one
Yep,
season
it's-
anymore, guys.
It's not the same. But Umbrella Academy is coming regardless of all these allegations and drama behind the scenes. It's coming out, and it sounds like it's all wrapped up in a nice little bow. And, I see people going back and forth about online. I just want to address some of the topics about what was happening and some of the facts. And I think overall, we're going to, if you're going to watch the show, if you're a fan, you're going to watch it. I don't know if it will change much, but I think overall, at the end of the day, as long as Elliot's happy with all of it and what happened, what went down, who are we to say anything about it too? I mean, I don't know,
Right.
but I think that it might make Blackman's career suffer down the line. It might, but check it out. I can't wait to see it in August. Can't come soon enough. July still can't. It's July. Deadpool comes out this month. Can't wait. Anyways, everybody, thank you for being here at Kruse Control. I'm so excited about it. Have a great night. Woo! Appreciate you joining here on Monday. I am not sweating as bad because I have like a little fan. I'm trying to get cooled down the studio. It's crazy. But I appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Lexi, thank you for being here as always. Appreciate you. Hope you had a great night. Happy Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. And hope to see you again soon. And hope you had a great time tonight.
I always do. Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate you. Paul Allen Dixon, welcome back to Kruse Control. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us, hanging out. So I went a little bit long tonight. We're shooting the shit so much, but I appreciate you being here, man. It's so good to see you. And I'm happy about everything and happy your career. Good luck with the new agent moving forward and get those jobs coming. I can't wait to see you on TV some more.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was a
Oh,
blast.
yeah. Take those
Appreciate
jobs
you.
that guy who's in fucking
Take Hellboy's jobs.
Hellboy's
Take his
jobs.
He's
jobs.
gonna take.
He's
I'm going to
be-
make
he's
my
gonna be
own
working
shitty
out-
Hellboy movie. Take that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll direct it. Let's go. Let's go.
Smell boy.
Smell boy.
No boy. God.
Thanks, Queen. Rachel, thank you for being here at Kruse Control as always. The Queen of Mondays. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Having a great time. Happy Monday.
Always happy to be here. Happy to give my opinion on things.
Get in there.
I'm just here for the vibes.
Having a good time. Having a good time. But thank you all for being here. Thank you all in the chat. Keep those numbers going. We're actually growing quite a bit recently, so those numbers are going, and I appreciate it so much. We all appreciate it. You got to keep spreading that word, though. You got to tell your friends, your family, your uncles, your aunts, your grandmas, your grandpas, your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmas and grandparents that came down from Jupiter Uranus all the way back around Saturn land and smacked down your neighbor's backyard. They had chinchilla babies that gave us all these subscribers. It was fucking awesome. And they also met some squirrels, and they had beavers and bears and badgers. Oh my! Everyone, the creature out there, the kangaroos, all the kangaroos hop. And they met a fucking bamboo stick, and that bamboo stick subscribe. I don't know why I did it. Googly eyes, no shit like that. I was smiling, it was great. But they all became one big family, and they were loving Kruse Control. Like, we love you so much. And they subscribe, you can subscribe, but we can all subscribe, and eventually we'll get to that million. Eventually we'll be at 5 million, and we will not be like Dr. Disrespecting and fucking suck it. Anyways, have a great night, everybody. Appreciate you so much. Take care of yourself, spike your hair, and we will see you back on hump day. Can't wait for it so much. And until then, see ya.